There was a Snowmass Club. It was like a big fucking gym that I was a part of when I was a volunteer fireman. I think I told you about that story on the church. We won't go into it. But you could, they had a big, huge property. You didn't know I was a volunteer fireman?
I don't remember that. I
Let,
listened to all the churches.
let's not get into that one.
Let's save that for next week.
So every Sunday we would meet at like, 10, maybe 9:30. Me and the New Orleans boys, the Mankato boys, Carl, Kit. It was a bunch of us. And we play two-hand touch football. Two-hand touch, that's it. Real gentlemen, everybody had a good time. And then we go by the New Orleans boys, and they would make like a gumbo, or they would fucking fry catfish up. This was just a dream. I was just a kid out of Jersey. I had never been to Colorado. I had never had friends like this before. But every fucking weekend we did the same shit. Once Friday came, Friday night we all went to the same, and there was no cocaine involved. You didn't hear me say nothing about coke. I wasn't doing these. I was doing coke, but these guys didn't know I was a thief and that I snorted coke by myself. These were just great guys, and we were all young, and we were all just having a good time. So on Sundays we'd play fucking two-hand touch football, and we got so good at it that we became a team, and then we would play like the guys from the Conoco gas station from Old Snowmass. We would play some guys from Basalt. We would play some guys from fucking Aspen, from restaurants. It would be like Snowmass. So this went all the way up to, we started doing this like in August, and we went all the way up to, I think in November. It got too cold. It started snowing. But every Sunday we'd do this. And then sometimes after we played football, we would just go into the back with trucks and go shooting. Everybody had guns. The Mankato boys were hunters. They would hunt deer, and the New Orleans guys, they weren't from New Orleans. They were from Monroe, Louisiana. I'll never forget these motherfuckers. And they were into shooting. So sometimes we would play football, take our guns afterward, and go behind Snowmass. Like there was just acres and acres that you could drive in deserted roads, and we'd just set up targets, and all of us would shoot shotguns, and he would let me shoot his shotgun. I would shoot his double barrel. He would let me shoot like whatever. So it was pretty interesting. It was just a bunch of young guys, and we were having a fucking blast. Nobody was fighting. There was no sex. Nobody was fucking nobody else's girlfriends. It was just kids having a good time. And then this fucking Saturday night, this happens with this fucking jerk off. All right? So we forget all about it. We get up the next day, we play football, and we go shooting. So we got our guns with us. But instead of going back to Louisiana that day, we were getting fish, and we were going to grill them on the grill up by the Crestwood by the employee housing, and we were all going to hang out over there. We didn't even, I think it was mentioned one time about what happened the night before, that fucking Carl had knocked out Doug's friend. Nobody really got into it. So we're all sitting by the jacuzzi. We got guns in our bags. My guns don't like the car. Like I was with somebody else who had a car. I like to say it was Mike Roebuck, but I'm not sure. And all of a sudden, 4 cars pull up. And it's Doug, the dude with the fucking turban that Carl had knocked out. The reason why I said he went down like Tom Segura is because he had a broken arm too. He landed on his elbow or something happened. But he had a broken arm, and they got out of the car. He didn't have nothing, the guy, but Doug and all his friends had sticks and shit. Fucking sticks and shit. And fucking, they're like, we're going to fuck yous all up. Blah, 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 blah. And then Vince came out, and we had like 10 people in the house. All the New Orleans kids were there, and half of the Mankatoans were there. So we all just rose, and we go, you want to fucking fight, motherfucker? We'll fucking fight. And Vince goes, I don't know what this is about. All I know is that last night I witnessed you try to bully my brother, and then my brother knocked you the fuck out, fucked you up, and now you got the balls to come back here and start more fucking problems? Well, look what we have here. Do you really want to fucking do this? Or do you just want to bang it out? Well, the one guy goes, well, I'm his brother, and I just want to crack at your fucking brother. And Carl goes, fuck it, let's do it. I don't give a fuck if you're his older, his younger brother. I don't give a fuck. I'll knock you out the same way I knocked out your fucking brother. I'm sitting there going, holy shit. And we got guns, too. They don't know we got guns, but the New Orleans boys, they weren't scared of fucking pulling their pistols. So I'm like, this is going to get fucking ugly. The guy comes out, Carl gets out of the fucking jacuzzi. They wrestle for a little while. Carl gets on top of him, pounds him like 10 times. We pick him up. It's all over but the shout, right? So when all this was going down, I was kind of yelling. Like, I'm like, this ain't going to happen. I go, what should happen here, Doug? Doug was out of line. I was never too crazy about Doug. Let's get this out of the way. I like Doug, and like Doug was one of those guys that he was an acquaintance, but when everything was going down, they were going to beat Carl up. You're not going to hit Carl in front of me. And I got vocal with Doug. I go, Doug, you got some fucking pair of balls coming up here with these fucking guys. That's disrespectful. This is our fucking thing here. You came up here last night, started trouble, and now you're going to come back today and start more fucking trouble, Doug? And he's like, you know what, man? Maybe we should put our fucking gloves on. I never liked the Yankees too much anyway. And I'm like, let's fucking do it, bitch, And before we got down, they broke us up, and the fucking, no, we're going to be cool. Carl had already beat the kid up. So Vince kept saying to him, you already got beat up. What's next? We beat up your grandfather. Like you already got beat up, so take him in the fucking car and get the fuck out of here. A little argument. It was like 20 minutes argument, and we all went our separate ways, but Doug kept saying, yo, New York, I'm going to be looking for you. And I kept saying, whenever you want to, bitch, right? And I was a little scared. He had me by 5 years, whatever. I'd never been in that position. I'm a little scared. I go home. I don't think about it. December comes, January comes, I come to New York, I fucking end up homeless, I'm here 18 months, I go to fucking Boulder, I'm in Boulder in 85, I head up in San Francisco, and now finally November of 86, this is 3 years from the time with the fucking karma. I go back up to Snowman's Village, I hook up with Vince and Carl, and I'm hooking up with the boys, and we're doing our thing. And one day out of the blue, I go, hey guys, what the fuck ever happened to Doug? And they're like, Doug, you mean Shotgun Doug? And I go, I don't know. Doug, the guy that came up that day and Carl smacked his friend around. They're like, you have no idea.